And we are ready to go for game number 2. Mike, Peden, and Ty Holt back with you. The players have been introduced again. There will be some crossovers today. And Ty, this probably reminds you of AAU, where if you had a bad game or a great game, either way, you had a chance to follow up, respond with a big one, or
redeem myself.
Redeem yourself, yes. We're okay. We'll get names and numbers sorted out. Again, we had some late additions here, but we were billing this as a rematch because look who's tipping off again, Ty. 2 youngsters who made quite an impression in our last game. I guess we'll see how they hold up against the older players here. As Georgia and Shea were beating up on those 5th and 6th graders. Georgia and Shea Watkins. Now they've got to go up against some 7th and 8th graders out there. That's London Clardy, part of the Eastview program. She knocks down the elbow J to get us started. And she is playing for the green team known as Team Maya. So the green team in front. That's a 3. That goes offline. That's Mattea Wilson. She's playing for the blue team in this game. Clardy brings the ball up. Over to Ari Reed. Back to Clardy. This is 34. I think that's Valeah Lowery, yes.
I thought she had it.
Well, someone's got it. It's Lola Crawford. She's wearing number 9. 3 on the way. Bullseye.
College 3. They're not worried about it. They're not worried about it.
Out of Rosemount. Well, and I was about to call you Shea. I guess you did go by Shea for a time.
Yeah.
How many names have you gone by over the years?
Just those 2. Shea or Lachey.
Lachey, Ty, Tyzashia. As long as they don't call you by your godmother's name, right?
Right. No name but my name.
I was going to say, though, now that we're getting into the older groups here, you're going to see players who have worked on their form a little bit more, and they're not having to reach as much for those 3-pointers. But who needs a 3-pointer when you can just go right to the rim like Shea Watkins just did?
I told you she's not going to have a problem at all.
And the blue team is off to a 7-0 lead.
And,
I should say the green team.
Playground ball. That game is over. 7-0, you're out.
Green team, Maya Moore. Blue team, Simone Augustus. That's how they're named. However you go about it. The green team is up 7-0. Now remember, we had an early run in the first game before a comeback from the green team in that one.
Correct. They were down 12.
They were down 12 and then won by 15.
By 15.
As I'm looking at the score sheet. No, 18. I can't add anymore. But we're going to try to get the Watkins sisters up for an interview after this game because they were scheduled to play in 2 games, so I wanted to get a hold of them, but when you've got to play 2 games, you want to make sure they can get ready because now they have to get accustomed to a new set of opponents, a new set of teammates.
We'll just have to catch them after this game.
Well, we were certainly grateful we had a chance to connect with Elise Hartfield, who has already been given some assurances that she might get some time to play varsity next year. It looks like she's going to go to Coon Rapids, a school that is trying to build their way up in girls basketball. This is London Clardy. She's been a long-time participant of this event, passed slightly offline. And the blue team, Team Augustus, will take over. That is Kaia McKnuckles, I think, number 42. Yep, Metro Stars. I see the Metro Stars jersey. And she plays for Metro Stars Garcia. I believe that's the group headed by Alexis Garcia.
Alexis Garcia. I played with Alexis Garcia. We played college ball together.
At St. Kate's, and she's been a coach at Hopkins and at Metro Stars for a long time. We've got free throws coming for number 22. We're trying to get a name. Crystal said she texted to you. I never received one yet. Well, If all else fails, I'll go down to the scores table at halftime and get names and numbers like we did in our first game. But I can tell you that Shea Watkins to Clardy to Reed. Yes! 9-0. Team Moore over Team Augustus. Ari Reed making a splash early.
Yeah, she's making her mark right away.
And we've got 22 shooting free throws again. That's Janika Clark. Janika Clark, number 22, for the blue team. Team Augustus. Janika gets her team on the board. And I'm looking to see if she has any schools listed. I guess not, but that's all right. We might find out where she's going depending on how the game goes, like Hartfield and the Watkins sisters in our last game.
Good box out by number 3, Minnesota Elite.
That is Amari Johnson.
Amari Johnson. Push.
And
good
we're
push.
going the other way. Clardy runs into McKnuckles. So Amari was listed as 2. She's wearing 3.
There it
3
is.
ball off the heel. Clark with the rebound and if this were the pros, that might be a clear path foul.
Yeah.
We don't have a clear path foul at the younger levels. We do have intentional fouls, but no clear path. 9-1. Team Moore in green. That's Clark.
Good shot.
Who drains the first 3 of the day for
Good
Team
shot.
Augustus, the blue team.
They're kind of doing the same thing that the last game. They watch the person with the ball, not so much movement without. Ooh.
And you can't do that, or people like Amari Johnson are going to blow right by you.
Right by you.
Movement without the ball. A different sport, but Wayne Gretzky, you might have heard of his name, one of the greatest hockey players of all time. Speaking of movers, Georgia Watkins making moves in the first game, making moves here.
Cakewalk. She does this. She does this in her sleep.
Why did I bring up Wayne Gretzky? The reason why he still holds the all-time points record, and that will be a traveling call, as Valeah Lowery. Tisa's found her element again. She was a little more reserved in the first game. Now she's into her savage smack talk. But Wayne Gretzky, one reason he was so successful, moving along the ice without the puck.
It's very important. So important.
And it works just as well here in basketball. Movement without the ball. Because that's how you get to your spots. That's how you get set up for those pick and rolls, high lows. I've said this more than once. There's actually an example of this years ago. I did a De La Salle Dowling Catholic game when Caitlin Clark was a senior.
Oh.
Yeah, I got to cover Caitlin Clark a couple of times. You can see how well that went for me. No. There was a play where I remember Savannah White had a rebound but didn't get after it. A Dowling Catholic player spotted that, swooped in, and took it away from her.
It's just that easy.
Savannah was waiting for it, and Emil Jihad, who was calling the game with me, and I both reached the same conclusion. If you're standing around waiting, someone else, if they think they're in range to get it, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go get it.
That's something I tell my girls all the time. If you're not moving, you're doing something wrong.
I think I'd say...
there it is. That's the same move from last game.
Didn't quite work out, but I would say if I were a coach, I probably would last a minute, but if I were coaching, I'd say if you're not moving, someone else could be.
Yep.
Someone else will move. How do you make plays?
Hustle.
You got up right. Hustle. It's easy when you've got the ball. Watkins left alone. Shea Watkins with the long 2.
Coach Crystal says down there, that's good ball movement.
13-6. Now, Ty, I'm wondering, will we have a combined record? I don't know if this has ever happened before where teams or players have crossed over into multiple games. But Shea did well. She had 15. Georgia had 23 in the first game. I don't know if they keep track of these things.
I could see it happening again this game.
Right, but I'm saying, could they set the benchmark for the highest combined score in one event?
I wonder if they do keep
or
track.
Or do they do separate games? 13-6. We are playing with running time as we get ourselves settled in.
I would love to see this number 1 get hot again.
That is Mattea Wilson back at it.
She won the 3-point contest.
And that's why.
There it is. There it is. She made 7 out of 10 3-point contest, 70%. Great shooter.
Mattea Wilson with the first triple. Augustus, the blue team, making it 13-9.
Got a rebound.
That's what Crawford did. And now Shea Watkins with the rebound there. A lot of OP exposure teammates in this one. And even at this level, Ty, I see the difference between three-point form compared to the first game.
There's less leaning.
Less leaning, more
confidence.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Although this time they look for the entry pass, and Shea Watkins was fouled. Just one sub for each team, but again, with a running time game and with this being an exhibition, I don't think stamina, endurance is going to be as much of a factor.
Yeah, nah.
Clardy with the score. She's wearing 31. (15-9). Team Moore over Team Augustus. Team Moore in green, Augustus in blue. That's the color designation anyway, based on the warm-ups.
Give it to her. Here it is.
Three ball. Well, Ty, I think that three-point shootout warmed up Mattea.
Yeah, she's probably my favorite player of the game of today so far.
Mattea saw that and went, wait a minute, I can knock down these threes. Here, let me back up a bit.
Good fight. Good fight.
Uh-oh. Loose ball. And it will roll into the bleachers. Here at the Leonard Center, McAllister College in St. Paul. Mike Peden and Ty Holt with you for game 2. McKnuckles for 3.
Mattea's good with the give it. She gives it, and she's cutting right down the middle of that lane. Hand out.
Mattea Wilson, part of the Apple Valley Middle School program. There's Shea Watkins to Clardy. She pulls up, short. Rebound, Konadu Sam-Brew. And if I'm not saying that right, I'm sure her parents will let me know. This is Johnson. Nothing there. McKnuckles gets the rebound. When I saw the program and saw the name McKnuckles, I had to do a double take because me being a nerd, my first thought went to Knuckles the Echidna, the Sonic, the Hedgehog character.
Good rebound.
And the fight for Valeah Lowery will get her to the line to shoot a couple. Lowery, part of Community of Peace.
She's a hard worker. We see her at our rec center when we practice. We've seen her at camps. And
where do you practice?
Out of Conway.
Conway. Oh, isn't that where the Sane Foundation?
Correct.
They have.
Correct.
That's where are they based there? Or do they have just?
I think they are based there.
They are based there.
Yep.
I know Crystal has been a part of that organization since she stepped away from coaching.
Correct.
Tony Sane, of course, a well-known community contributor. A lot of community service projects. A lot of good coming from Conway. I remember going by there years ago. I grew up in St. Paul, not too far away from there.
Yep.
I saw them putting in turf fields. It looks a lot different from when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It looks a lot spiffier now.
When I first
They're turning Conway into
so it's beautiful over there.
Top-notch.
When I first graduated from high school, when I was 18, I decided to coach, and we used to go to Conway to practice all the time, and it's definitely different now. It's definitely different.
15-9, under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Clardy's 3 is short. And I think the running time might be in part because of the overlaps between players here. so that we don't wear out folks like
Sisters.
Georgia Watkins. They've been going at it
Hey,
all game
hey,
long.
hey!
And Georgia.
And that's
She
what
had
I mean.
a reverse on her mind.
That's the difference between coming in the game and just doing that move and practicing that move. She practices that move.
I can't wait to see her pull that move off in a high school jersey, perhaps as soon as next year. On the other end, Reed not there. Clardy,
There
yes,
it is.
and the foul. Clardy, she's been playing this event for several years, part of the Eastview program. Metro Stars Garcia. Eastview, I know they've had some lean years since their state tournament heyday. They won 2 titles in 2014 and 2018 with the likes of Maddie and Macy Gieberts and Megan Wallstad. Missed basketball that year, but Clardy's got 7. And Antisa's giving one of the youngsters, and I mean youngsters, a chance to do some PA. Wilson from the key. I noticed she went behind the college line again, but I didn't see her leaning, which tells me she's been practicing from that range.
Confidence.
Ooh, yep.
Confidence. Confidence is key.
Lowery dragged her foot just enough, and with officials like Amy in his area, they're not going to miss that.
Yeah.
But that never happened to you, right? You never got called for traveling once, right?
No, I got called for traveling probably by Amy.
I hope you're not holding that against her now.
Never.
Georgia Watkins beats Shea again and will have a chance for 3. Individually, Georgia's had the better day between herself and Shea, but remember, Shea's team has 1 win already. Georgia trying to get 1 back.
So that dinner tonight.
I don't think they'll wait till dinner time. They'll probably go at it as soon as this game is done. And when they watch this, they'll be going back and forth. You know what? You know how reaction videos are all the rage on social media? We should do a session. You and I will go down and play this back for the Watkins sisters. I'll tell you what, we might need to play this back for London Clardy. She's got 9.
Yeah, I like her. I like her.
Well, in Eastview, they've had some players, maybe not first run, first name basis, but they do have a St. Thomas commit next year as McKnuckles gets the putback in Savannah Gardner.
It's crazy to know that St. Thomas is D1 now, because when I was playing, that wasn't the case.
Well, you can thank the MIAC for kicking them out. You know what, though? I think we're all the better for it.
Yeah.
Because you get another place to watch in-state talent. Look at all the Minnesota kids that have gone to St. Thomas. Jade Hill, the first woman to score 1,000 points in the D1 era. Laura Hauge and Savannah Gardner will join there next year. Autumn McCall purpled there already. Amber Scalia had a great year. Well, you went there at least once. You were there for the game with Wisconsin.
Yep. We were yep. I wasn't a fan of St. Thomas, obviously, for playing, and then I had to go get my master's degree from them, so
you have more of a soft spot for them now.
Just a little bit.
I think it helps that they're D1, though. You no longer have to worry about them facing St. Kate's. That rivalry is gone. You can let it go.
Never let it go.
Speaking of
I still haven't let the
that's
Central
what Georgia
one go.
Watkins. No, you're right. I have another friend who's a St. John's graduate. He still does not look fondly on St. Thomas.
Oh, and that one's definitely understandable. Tommy Johnny.
Johnson couldn't get the finish. 35 seconds. Clardy from the college line, short. McKnuckles with the rebound. 30 seconds.
Let's go, Mattea.
Wilson has a 3.
There she is. Give and go. It's always there.
She had the step on Reed. You're right.
It's there every time.
Georgia Watkins.
Good rebound. Hey. Good finish.
You know what?
They're used to that.
Sam-Brew her flowers. That was planned. They planned to do that.
They do that every practice.
Put back for Sam-Brew. Time running out. McKnuckles with the block on Clardy. And that's the end of the first half.
I see a lot of smiles.
Yes, lots of smiles. Well, certainly for these two sides, 22-16 is our score. Team Green, Team Moore over Team Augustus, Team Blue. Ty, bit of a shorter game because of running time, and again, with overlapping players, that might be to preserve their energy. But London Clardy making a splash. And how about Georgia Watkins? She's got 7 points.
I knew she would come in and do just that.
Now remember, Shea had a slow start in the first half of the last game before she turned it on. Are we going to see a repeat of that in this one?
If you ask me, I believe so. I'm just waiting on it. Those two right there. Twin Towers.
Now, what events did you have? We talked about the All-Star Series. Okay, they updated the score again. It's 23-18. I have no idea what score it is anymore. It's like I said in the first game. It's whose line is it anyway? Everything you see is made up and the points don't matter. Makes me want to play a game of hoedown right about now. Actually, no, I don't sing. I cannot sing. But I don't know if you go back and think what might have been. I don't know if you're that kind of person. But if you had a showcase or a place like this to go out there and play when you were making your way up, what do you think it will mean for these kids? And we can see the polish, the reps in them already, but knowing they get a chance to make a statement like Elise Hartfield did and the Watkins sisters, how crucial do you think that would have been for athletes like you?
I think it would have been very important because we would have another spot in place to show off our talents that would, I think, push more people. Well, for me, I was already a hard worker working out on my own, so I already had that drive. But for other people, I feel like it might have just gave them an extra boost. Like, you know what, maybe I do have something to work for, especially because in those big, all-star games, only a certain amount of people are selected, and we get overlooked. So if they had more of a chance, I think that would have been very helpful. So I think it's very beautiful that this is happening.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
James, she's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between.
Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. Let's put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
We will be getting underway with the second half in just a few minutes. Mike Peden and Ty Holt with you. Dalia Thornton-Fay will join us in our third game. At least that's the plan. And I don't know if you're going to be sticking around or what your
I have to go watch my little brother play.
Oh, your brother's playing later today.
Yep.
I forgot you have siblings.
Yeah, I do.
I forgot how many of them, I should say, how many of them you have, because I do remember you sharing some stuff with your brother when you were training him.
Yep. I think I have 9 siblings, but he's the only one that plays basketball. Just the 2 of us.
9 and only 2 play basketball? What happened there? I thought when they saw you, that would be enough to say, all right, let's go break her record.
He's the one that was under my wing the whole time. He was under my wing, so.
So, first half is done. Second half about to start. Oh, we're playing with the 18-minute halves here. Let's see what happens. And again, that's a carrying call. Either that or traveling.
Yeah, I thought traveling.
Lowery was in a jam either way.
There's my favorite player.
And the score has been confirmed, 23-18.
Oh, there she is.
Wilson. Well, Shea Watkins shut the door.
I'm so excited to see Mattea, right? Mattea? I'm excited to see her in high school.
Well, she'll be eligible next year, as will Shea Watkins. Well, let me double check with Mattea. Yeah, Mattea's a 6th grader.
Yep.
Turn around. Not there. Georgia, 7 points. Had that reverse. Certainly our candidate for play of the game so far. McKnuckles, 3, long. Rebound Clardy. Finds Reed. Reed, I thought had a hole, but Wilson was right there. So Clardy will instead rip that three through the net. Clardy with her first triple. It's 26-18.
I like her game. Ooh.
Green team over blue team. Augustus over, or
Sisters.
yes, more over Augustus.
Sisters.
Oh, they've been on each other all day.
I love to see it.
That is Janika Clark. No.
Good
Georgia
shot.
Watkins from 14.
Good shot.
Well, we've seen the Watkins sisters work down low. Well, Georgia got her start from the perimeter. Shea did more interior work. Now,
there she is.
Shea off the screen.
There she
says
is.
right back at you. She screened her sister and got an open jumper out of it. 28-20. Watkins, Georgia anyway. There's Kaia McKnuckles. Kick out to Wilson. Pulls up from 13, short.
Georgia with the rebound.
Well, again, going
There
back
she
to
is,
that
there
ball
she is.
movement.
Reverse. Backboard. Gotta use that backboard. That's hustle. That's a
Hustle.
hustle play.
Everyone getting rebounds right now.
And up she
That
goes.
is about 7,832.
Let's go, Georgia.
No reverse for Georgia, but she got, well, do we call that what, a fifth or sixth chance point? Technically, it's a second chance bucket. That was Tootie Reyes who helped her out there. Three, long.
Georgia with the rebound.
Tootie Reyes, 23. Here's Wilson again.
There she is.
There she goes.
Left and right.
And Team Augustus, the blue team, making a surge. Are we going to get a repeat of the first game? Yes, they do call charges at the triple threat event. Georgia Watkins got squared up. Whoever gets those two, Ty, Georgia and Shea, I know Georgia put in some dazzling moves on offense, and Shea, no slouch either. Whoever gets those two, they're going to have some firepower at their side.
Whoever's going against those two, woo, good luck.
Georgia banks in the turnaround.
Mid-range
from
is
16.
crazy. Her mid-range is amazing.
Georgia Watkins. She gets buckets, I tell you.
That's for certain.
They call the timeout, but the clock is still running.
Oh, wow. I don't think they realize it's on.
Yeah, who's running the clock? They got to stop that thing. I don't know if anyone's paying attention to it. If this were an AAU event, you'd be hearing 10, 20, 30 parents screaming, "Clock!" Even at a high school game.
Yeah, no one's actually paying attention.
No one's paying attention at all. We've had about 30 seconds of clock run off. And who's supposed to be running that thing? Well, we're back at it. Yeah, we ate up about a minute of game time.
I guess if the athletes aren't worried.
Well, I don't know if the athletes aren't really worried. They're not thinking about that.
I would have been. I need all my time.
I cover a lot of I've covered high school games where the clock will stop too, and no one seems to notice. They're so focused on the floor, they forget about what they're supposed to be doing. Well, not the athletes, but they forget, like, oh wait, the clock didn't start. I've covered more than my share where you get a few extra seconds.
Every second is important. Georgia is a hustler. Inside, she can play the inside, mid-range, at the three, bring up the ball, all-around player.
12 minutes to go, 28-26. Augustus, Team Blue, has a chance. Whoa, that was close. Wilson is going to try to beat Shea. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm looking.
Mattea is fearless, though.
Fearless, but Clardy.
There she is.
14 points for London. Not so much fearless, although I'd say London would fit that description too. That was just more of an open lane. Like,
yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
Being aware.
I don't think you ever protested if you had an open lane you could go through. Looking at all those highlights of yours at St. Catherine. Shea, she stayed up. I thought for a second that she might have swung down, but she was able to avoid contact. A lot of coaches, a lot of folks will tell you, Ty, when you swing down like that, you do risk getting called for a foul. Give and go, and Shea disrupted that one too. This is Reed. Oh my goodness, off the window.
Good finish.
She lobbed up a prayer, and it was answered in a big way.
That was a great finish.
Ari Reed with 7 points. And she banks in the three-point play. We are definitely going to get the Watkins sisters up here after this game, and I might have to make room for London Clardy, although I have to see, is she playing in our next game? No, I don't see her name yet. But we will do our best to highlight all of these athletes. Kaia McKnuckles in trouble. Georgia Watkins recovers. McKnuckles blocked by Clardy. Got it back though. Clardy with some straight up defense.
Good rebound.
Rebound.
Head up, head up, head up.
Johnson.
Yep.
Reed's open.
Good. Way
now Lowery. Ooh, been a tough one for Lowery here.
Way to share the ball.
.9:20 left. We'll have game 3. We'll see a few more high school players. McKnuckles cleaning up the miss from Wilson. That makes it a 5-point game. That was Johnson trying to get the step on Georgia Watkins. Wilson turning on the accelerator through Shea. Hey. Mattea.
With ease. She does it with ease.
For a moment, I thought we were reciting the theme song to Arthur again. Clardy, speaking of hay.
I like Clardy.
London was 16. Of course, these points don't get added to any high school or club totals. Step back 3 for Georgia Watkins. Lowery with the rebound. Oh, look out. Wilson was ready to pounce. 35-30.
There it is.
Reed. 3 is long. Rebound. Konadu Sam-Brew. Reed was able to get the disruption.
There she is. Come on, Shea.
Ty is turning into a fan of everybody out there. Clardy, what the?
I thought it was going.
Looked good for a moment.
Let's see if they stop the clock.
All right.
Stop
the clock.
Not going to stop the clock. There it is.
There it is, 7:34.
There it is. Oh. They didn't do that the last game.
No, they didn't.
Well, that's interesting. 30-35. I want to see Georgia some more.
Well, we'll see what happens. Again, I wonder because there are so few players, maybe they decided to run the clock to keep them from getting gassed.
Or to stay on time, maybe.
Well, the next game doesn't start till 2, so they'll have plenty of time.
Oh, wow. It's interesting.
Which is why I'm a little surprised they have a running clock. But
yeah.
Again, this is an exhibition. The points don't matter.
Me as a player, I still want all my time.
I think they did that timeout mostly to give the players a chance to gather themselves. This is a situation, a sight you'll sometimes see in AAU, especially for teams that are on the lower tiers, your second teams or the second tier programs. You might have just 6, 7 players, sometimes maybe even just 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't have many subs, so which is my kind of game. I like when there's not a lot of subs.
You get more playing time.
Yep.
But did you ever feel like you got winded a little more? Because getting that chance to collect yourself, even physically, if you can go at it, mentally, I would think it would give you an opportunity to reset.
Mentally, I think I was good. But when I was tired, I definitely made a lot more mistakes.
Well, Ari Reed isn't making any in this game. She's got 10. McKnuckles.
There are rebounders. No rebounders. No rebounders.
So we have 5:38 to go, and then we'll have another shootout. We'll try to get some post-game interviews after the fact.
I love how they share the ball. I haven't seen a selfish play.
Johnson. Crawford. Back to Johnson.
It's a lot of down low work.
Trying to find that touch. Reed through the hole.
We got to use that backboard. Just like I tell my young girls, the backboard is your friend.
It's there for a reason. I've always said that in my broadcast. It's there for a reason. Don't be afraid to use it. I know we throw the term calling bank, or if they called it, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know if any player actually calls bank. I don't think you went out there and said, off the window on a 3. For me, it's there. So whether you're going for a layup or a shot, don't be afraid to use it.
Don't be afraid to use it. A point is a point. There's the silent killer. I call her the silent killer.
Clardy, step back 3. Off the
good
heel.
Box out.
That's Lowery. She'll have a chance to shoot 2.
That was a good box out.
4:10 left in this game. We'll have a little bit of time in between for our next game. I don't know if names have been settled on yet, but we'll have 8th, 9th, and 10th graders from what I'm seeing here. So we'll get to see some of the varsity players.
Shea's back in.
Well, again, they only have 1 sub each, so. Really, though, it's a difference. I think if they have more players, you might see more stoppage time, but when you can only sub once. I did a semi-pro game when a team had just 1 sub available. It's hard.
Oh, good pass, good pass.
But Kaia McKnuckles made that transition layup look easy.
I find that they're having the same problem that my 4th and 5th graders have, cutting off the baseline.
Lowery, she was trying to sandwich her way in and now fouled McKnuckles. Again, for Valeah, it hasn't been her strongest performance today, but this is meant for fun, and for Valeah, probably another chance for her to watch game film and study what she needs to do. McKnuckles along the baseline, touch 3, looks short. Clardy with the grab.
Whoa.
Step through. There have been a lot of missed bunnies on that side. Reyes. Clardy all alone this time.
Hey!
Going for the highlight reel, and it didn't quite work out. And McKnuckles will score on the other end. That is not insignificant, Ty. That's a 4-point swing. So now it's a 3-point game. Clardy went for the razzle-dazzle move. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but usually I don't see too many players try to go under the legs on a fast break. But this time, Amari Johnson closes out.
There's no better time than now. If she did that with her team, her regular team, I don't know.
Georgia from 14. Shea
Her
with the
sister
rebound.
with the rebound.
Clardy. Strong performance in this game. Shea. Lowery blocked from behind. Clark takes it away and is fouled by Lowery.
Minute and 23 seconds left. Time is going. 5-point difference.
Sam-Brew is fouled. Now with the clock running, I don't know if there'll be enough time to, I guess it depends on how they go about it.
I think they stopped the time. Oh, wow. Not even at 1 minute.
Because if it's running time, then it would almost encourage you to foul because you can eat up about 30 seconds. Konadu, Sam-Brew is on the board. Had a layup earlier.
Down by 4. Georgia with the rebound. Tried to predict it.
Shea got the rebound there. So Shea with the more pedestrian game, just 6 points here. Georgia with 13. Clardy inside to Shea. Out to Reed. And I think...
Wind the clock down.
Yep, that's just what they're going to do here. 4-point lead. They don't have to do anything more.
Nope.
And Clardy is going to back away and let time expire.
3.
Or
2,
try for one more. Nope.
1. And that's game.
39-35. Team Moore beats Team Augustus. Well, a quicker game than our first one because of the running clock, but London Clardy with 16 points to lead Team Moore, and Georgia Watkins 13 to lead Team Augustus. Georgia, a fantastic 2 games for the 6th grader. I think Georgia's going to be ready to play next year for varsity ball.
I hope she has a great off season and just working out all summer and come out with something next winter. It's going to be beautiful.
How about London? 16 points. This is the only game she was listed for. We'll see if she comes in for the next one. But London, she could be an impact player for Eastview next year.
For sure.
So that will conclude this game. They'll have their pictures and then the shootout. We'll come back to do a post-game chat, we hope, before we move to Game 3. But Ty, I'm always happy to have you in the broadcast booth, so if you ever want to join me for a high school game or some summer ball, you're always welcome.
I will be back. This was fun. This was enjoyable.
And you can see her coaching up those Lady Legends, and who knows where she'll go from there as she continues traveling the youth circuit, the travel circuit, I guess.
I might want to go follow Coach Londa at Como.
Well, she might be here because Amari, I think, will be stepping in for the next few games when we get closer to game time as we continue our coverage of the 2024 Triple Threat Girls Basketball Showcase.
Mic'd Up Sports is TSB Television's talk show series. Available on all major podcast platforms, we offer sports figures, past and present, a place to convey stories and adventures on a deeper level than our traditional game coverage. Whether you're a superstar athlete or someone who works behind the scenes, we'd be honored to share your story. If you'd like to be a guest, contact us at The Mike Peden on all major social platforms.
We are joined by 2 of the 3 Watkins sisters who took part in this game. In fact, these 2 took part in 2 games, Shea Watkins and Georgia Watkins. Now, did the 2 of you know you were going to be going against each other for 2 games? And
yeah.
You did. Yeah. So how excited were you? Because I saw the 2 of you, I wouldn't say took it personally. There wasn't a whole lot of smack talk, but I would see Georgia make a play and then Shea would respond on the other end. You 2 were just going back and forth all game. How fun was that?
It was pretty fun. Yeah, it was fun.
It was so fun. It took the words out of your mouth, didn't it?
Yeah.
Georgia, what did it mean for you to have a couple of games against your sister?
She's just better competition, better to go against because she's the same size as me, so it makes it easier.
Same size, same jumper, and same driving ability, it seemed. How often did the two of you go against each other in practices, scrimmages, and every day?
Yeah.
How different is it when it's in game mode?
It's kind of weird because I'm usually playing with her, so I don't know how to guard her sometimes. So yeah.
Does going up against her give you a reflection like what it would be to go against yourself?
Sometimes.
Georgia, what about you?
It's different because she has different moves and I have different moves, and we both have different styles of play, so that makes it different.
I think that was most evident, Georgia. You were trying to reverse a couple of times, got one to go, and Shea, I saw you were working the boards a little bit more in the two games, but then worked on that range, slowly stepped outside. So I'm guessing the two of you are twins. So what would you say on that note? What is different and what is the same when it comes to the two of you?
Similarities is definitely we're better inside than outside, and here you can do the differences. You do the differences.
The difference is she's slower. And
Well, Shea's not going to give you the mic again for differences, right? Anything else?
I think that I'm better at shooting. She's more of an inside player, so yeah.
Oh, the rivalry is heating up now. So when the two of you had those and ones or got buckets on each other, did you share any words or when that happens? Well, it doesn't happen often. So going from teammates to opponents, how does that change the dynamic when you are looking down the court? And like I said, I think the entire game you two had each other on assignment.
Yeah.
Just so what goes through your mind when you have to go up against someone who allegedly is faster and a better shooter?
I just have to know where she's gonna go, but I don't because I'm not used to playing against her.
How to guard her and her moves, like how she's moving down the floor and see where she's at.
Well, in Georgia, even if you are faster and have a better shooting form, I saw Shea get some plays on you. So what is it about her game that can make it tough to defend?
She's really strong when she gets inside, and that's kind of hard to guard.
Well, we've had a little fun highlighting the dynamic of sisters who normally play as teammates, now opponents. So when did you first start getting the itch to play basketball? How long have the two of you been going at it? And knowing that basketball runs deep in your family, how has that sport brought you two and Valeah together?
I think I started playing in kindergarten, but I started playing on an actual team in 1st and 2nd grade. I was playing up with 4th and 5th graders, and I just think that this is basketball evolves around my whole entire family. That's all we do is basketball.
It creates a better thing with my sisters, but we still get mad at each other sometimes. Because even when we play on the driveway, sometimes they'll get mad at each other, so yeah.
What about the two of you? Do you get mad at each other?
Yes, often.
All the time. All the time.
Did your parents play the sport? What's their background?
I think both of my parents played until they were in college, and my dad went to play overseas. My mom played at St. Thomas, and my dad, I don't even know, he went to University of Minnesota and then North Park.
Do you happen to know, Georgia, or are you just as much in the dark as Shea?
Exactly.
How did they help with your development, though? Because those two have a lot of experience with the sport. You mentioned your mom played at St. Thomas in the D3 era, but hey, that's still college ball. How has that helped the three of you? And I don't know if there are any more siblings who play. How has that helped you grow into this game?
They're really supportive of it, and they help us a lot with almost everything. So, yeah.
They're good coaches, and they know the game well, so it makes it easier to get things done.
Who would you say is your favorite player or the athlete you look up to in the sport? And this could be anyone.
Juju Watkins at USC. She's really good, and I just everything.
I got to see what you were talking about at the tournament. What about you, Georgia?
Probably Asia Wilson. I like how she moves and the way she shoots the ball.
Well, no wonder why you were getting so many buckets if you're looking up to Asia. Now, with this game, how fun is it to go out there and take part in this showcase? You got to play a couple of games, so you got to really learn about each other. I'm guessing that could carry over into AAU and high school ball next year, but what does it mean to get a chance to play as sixth graders in an event that usually is reserved for the seniors?
It means a lot because that tells us that we're good enough to play up with people that are higher or that are older than us.
It proves that me and her are good enough to play against people on a higher stage and better players too.
What was your favorite play or your favorite moment from the two games?
Probably
Probably when I scored on her.
When I got the reverse on her on the side.
Shea, in your case, which one? Which play? Because I think you got at least 2 or 3 buckets on Georgia.
It was when somebody set a screen and I curled around and.
Second game, yep, we saw that, and I think after Georgia beat you a couple of times for N1s, we were like, all right, I think Shea's had enough. She took it personally. Georgia, your favorite moment?
When I came around and hit a reverse on her, and she was like,
that's our reverse.
Yeah.
I lost track already. I need help. So how cool is that, though? We were joking about what the conversations will be like at home. You got a reverse on her. You got a couple N1s. Shea was able to work off that screen. What is it going to be like when you get home and have a chance to reflect on the excellence both of you demonstrated today?
I'm probably just going to sleep and do that.
Sleep is good, too.
Yeah. I really don't know, honestly.
Knowing how I can play with her on AAU and move with her on the court, so then she has some moves, I have some moves, and we can work together.
So you got some real takeaways from this, and Shea just likes to sleep is apparently what we've learned. Sleep is good, though. You never want to undercut sleep. So you two are 6th graders, as I understand it, and where do you plan on going next year? What places do you have in mind, and what kind of impact do you think you can make for your team next year?
We just got into Minnehaha Academy.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to have a big impact since they are losing Angel. So I think we will help them with a little bit of size and movement.
They didn't really have a post presence this past year. I think Issa, they had to move her into that 5 spot. But the reason I reacted the way I did, I cover a few of their games every year. So I've gotten to see Addie and Angel and Sine Hill. So, yeah, say hi to the parents for me when you get there. What about you? Well, what are you excited about, Georgia? I'm guessing you're going with her to Minnehaha, and you'll get to play alongside Addie Mack for another year. Sine Hill had a terrific sophomore season. Amina Allen, I think she's coming back. So this is a team that has a lot of success. They can run. The way you two are running, I think you'll fit right in.
I'm also excited for my younger sister to come and join us later.
Well, someone has to take over when Addie graduates. How do you think that dynamic will change? Because I'm guessing the two of you teammates at the youth level, now you'll be teammates at the high school level, perhaps get some varsity time. We see a lot of smaller schools do that. What does that journey look like for the two of you?
I think it'll be very fun and exciting.
Just getting better each step of the way.
And what feedback would you have for other young players who might take up this game or maybe take on varsity ball like the two of you will do next year? What advice would you have for someone who's just starting out?
Just have fun. Just have fun.
Keep going and you'll get better.
Have fun, keep going, and in your case, work on that reverse so you can get one on your sister. I touched on this a little bit. Maybe I'll follow it up in a different direction. Being teammates as long as you have, getting to play with each other for so long, and having your sister be a part of it, your younger one, Valeah, how has that strengthened the bond between the two of you? Because I'm guessing you played on the same team ever since you started back in kindergarten.
It's strengthened our bond a lot because since we don't have we don't see each other as much at school anymore, having or seeing each other after school playing basketball has helped our bond a lot.
We make her better. We like to play against her sometimes, just me and her against our younger sister. She doesn't like it, but she gets better when we play against her.
You know what, though? It could pay dividends later, and when she's old enough and when she has her growth spurt, she might thank you, if you know what I mean. I can see why she doesn't like it right now because she's a little smaller and you've got that on her. You two don't mess around. If you've got a height advantage, we saw that. Although, Shea, I have to ask you, will Georgia help you with that speed and that quickness, that shooting form, now that she claims to be better? Or?
Yeah.
So Georgia's going to make sure you get up there because you've seen Minnehaha. You know they can shoot, they can run. So I would hope Georgia would give you a couple pointers about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as far as the sport goes, where do you see yourselves? Whether it's college, pro, where do you think the journey takes you from here?
I hope I can get up to the college level and play for a good college and also maybe go pro.
Same thing as her, but I don't know if I want to go pro yet. I still have some stuff to think about before I get there.
Well, you've got 6 years of high school ball, and then 4 years of college. So you've got about 10 years before you have to worry about WNBA, anything like that. I'll leave it with a couple of things before we go. What would you say is a fun fact, something about yourself that we wouldn't know if we met you for the first time? This could be anything. Hobbies, interests, favorite food, TV show, music, film.
I like to draw a lot. I like to draw. Yeah.
Like freehand drawing? What kind of drawing?
Just like any drawing. Like I enjoy it.
Would you say you're the better drawer than Georgia?
No. She's way better than me.
So you like to draw too?
I like to draw realistic things, and I like painting sometimes too.
Realistic things and painting. Realistic things. So what do you mean by that?
Like maybe like certain foods that you can draw realistic, or people too.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I better not mess with you, because if you have this knack for realistic drawings, I would dread to think what you could do to me.
I don't really know.
I'm messing with you. But no, that is a fun fact. And I do that because I want to remind all of our viewers that there's more to this sport than the records and stat lines, no matter the age, no matter what you look like. And before you head off, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Hi, Dad.
Nah.
Well, these are all things I've asked Addie and Angel and Sine all these years, so I'm just getting you prepped for Mini Ha-Ha next year in case you see me at a game. So hopefully you've got seasoned. You certainly showcased your talent today. Ty and I were impressed at all the moves you put on everybody. Thanks for stopping by, Shea and Georgia. I hope you have fun the rest of the way in club ball, and I can't wait to see what the two of you do at Mini Ha-Ha.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Shea and Georgia Watkins, as we continue our coverage of the Triple Threat Girls Basketball Showcase shortly.